Our creativity support tool enables and provides disaster relief teams to generate rapid and creative plans for temporary settlements. It also enables teams to quickly and accurately relocate and provide the necessary resources based on resources available. So when the user enters the creativity support tool, they'll be prompted with the different areas where a disaster has recently occurred. They can then enter that desired area, and upon entering, they will be prompted with a notice of the safe and accessible temporary zone layouts that have been located for use and for relocation. They can then view those zones. So now, the first thing that they will be able to see is the different layout options that are available and their quoting capacities for how many people they can accommodate. So they can then explore the different options and what those would look like. And now although this is a more narrow view, looking at something maybe a bit more realistic, there could be a multitude, even hundreds of zones that are optional for people to choose from. So looking at here, what is really important is being able to filter out through the various filters to see what would be most importance. So the user can then filter from proximity, capacity, and resources, which are the most important thing when looking at how can we effectively relocate a larger number of people. So let's say, for example, they wanted to filter proximity as well as ensuring that we have the most amount of resources for the group that we have. The system would then filter out that through and provide the user with the best case scenario in terms of what a new zone layout would look like. Now going back to our more narrow view, just for our example, if the user selects the site layout, they will be able to go into the specific zones and see that capacity. So here there are 95 people that can be accommodated, and within the actual resources, they can go in through the top 5 priority resources, which are shelter, sanitary, medical, nutritional storage, which includes food and water, and social, and be able to pick which resources they need per that zone, based on the information and data that they have of the types of people and groups and accommodations that all the people need coming into this new relocation zone. They're also able to see what's available versus the required resources. So although they need 95 shelters, they may only actually have capacity for 85. So the system is also able to lively inform the user of what the current situation looks like and how they'll be able to accommodate the most amount of people. They can then go in and pick from the 5 which resources they need. So for example, we just need the top 4. Then they can generate that layout. And while the system loads, it'll then let and inform the user when the site generation is complete, and then provide them with a grid layout. So for our example, it is a grid layout. Now let's say the user is on the ground and they notice something that might work better and they want to test out different variations. They can go in and edit the specific settlement zone. For example, if we were to pick one of the nutritional storages, so the water supports or the food storage or sanitary supports, they can go in, move the specific resources however they feel, and once they are done, they can finish off. Now, although this is a grid layout and in an ideal world this would be amazing, this is not always the best case scenario or what would actually be occurring on the floor. So the user would then be able to compare layouts and work in either a grid layout, a radial layout, or a linear layout to ensure that they can best manipulate and edit the zone according to the needs and the accommodations that are required in their specific zone. There's also a data information section which informs the user of an overview of what the damage is looking like. They can also see the importance, whether it's high, intermediate, medium, low, and the gravity of the situation. And if they would like, there's more information where they can see the full article which connects to a other tool that is feeding in information about the damage. And that is our creativity support tool.